Dear students, welcome back to the Nebraska Secondary School online YouTube class. In the last class, we are discussed about the beginning and the development of the early human life in Stone Age. In the last phase of the Stone Age, we studied that the development of cultivation that leads to the permanent settlement in besides the river valleys. The cultivation that leads to the permanent settlement in the besides of river valley or the banks of river valleys. And the settled people, they are developed a civilization that is called the River Valley Civilization. That is called the River Valley Civilization. In the last phase of the Stone Age, the people began to develop the cultivation, and that leads to the permanent settlement in besides the river valleys. That people developed a civilization. The settled people developed a civilization. That civilization is called the River Valley Civilization. The title of the second chapter, that is the River Valley Civilization. All civilization is developed in this period. It is were located on the banks of rivers, so that it is called the River Valley Civilization. All the civilization that emerged or developed on the banks of rivers, beside the banks of rivers. So this is called the River Valley Civilization. Okay? In this chapter, we study about 4 River Valley Civilization. The first one, Indus Valley Civilization. Indus Valley Civilization. And the second one, Egyptian Civilization. And the third one, Mesopotamian Civilization. And the last one, Chinese Civilization. Okay? In this chapter, we are discussing these 4 civilizations. Okay, once more, what is a River Valley Civilization? It has the old civilization developed in the period were located on the banks of the river. So, the first civilization or the ancient civilization, that was Indus Valley Civilization and Egyptian Civilization, Mesopotamian Civilization, and last one, Chinese Civilization. All these civilizations are called Bronze Age civilization. All these civilizations are called Bronze Age civilization. Bronze Age civilization. Okay, the question that why these civilizations are called Bronze Age civilization? Why we call these civilization as Bronze Age civilization? It is, we know that the last chapter we discussed that the Stone Age. What is Stone Age? The people began to use the stone tools. They use the stone tools. That period is called Stone Age. So, in Bronze Age, people began to use the metal as bronze. The people began to use as the tools by making by bronze. So this period is called Bronze Age. These 4 civilizations are the Bronze Age civilization. These 4 civilizations are Bronze Age civilization. Okay, another question, it was why the people began to use bronze as their tools. Why the people began to use the bronze as their tools? It is answerable by we are studied in the last chapter, that is the period Chalcolithic age. In Chalcolithic period, the people began to use copper tools with the stone tools. We know that. The people began to use copper tools. One of the important limitation of the copper tools, it is cannot be usable. It cannot be used the hard surface. It is cannot be usable, and the copper, it is melting very speedily. In order to overcome these limitations, the people invented a new metal, that was bronze. The people invented a new metal, that was bronze. Bronze is a mixing of copper plus tin. Bronze was a mixing of copper plus tin. So the Bronze Age is the period the people began to use the bronze tools. The civilization, all these civilization are the Bronze Age civilization. Okay. From a Bronze Age civilization, let us discuss the first civilization, that was Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilization. Okay, why this civilization is known as Indus Valley civilization? Why this civilization is known as Indus Valley civilization? That is the Indus Valley civilization that is developed in the banks of the river Indus and its tributaries. The Indus Valley civilization that developed in the banks of the river Indus and its tributaries. So this is called the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, look at this. Why this civilization is known as Indus Valley civilization? This civilization is developed on the banks of the river Indus and its tributaries. So this civilization is called Indus Valley civilization. It is the Indus Valley civilization is one of the important ancient civilization. It is the old ancient civilization in the world. Indus Valley civilization, the first and the ancient civilization in the world. Okay, the next, it was a question, how we the evidences of the Indus Valley civilization we discovered. How we discovered the evidences of Indus Valley civilization. Okay, now look up the how we get the information about Indus Valley civilization. Okay, look at this.
Okay, one of the question, it was how we discovered the evidences of the Indus Valley civilization. The question is how we discovered the evidences of the Indus Valley civilization. That is, it was the year 1856. It was the year 1856. The British decided to lay a railway line from Multan to Lahore. The British decided to lay a railway line from Multan to Lahore. The Brandon brothers were assigned the charge of its construction. The line was to be laid through the Indus Valley. The line was to be laid through the Indus Valley. Okay, though the brothers who were engineers toiled hard with the labors, they could not fix the railway track in the loose soil. The soil of this area, it was loose soil, so they could not fix the railway track in the loose soil. The construction came to a standstill. Then the engineers noticed some burned bricks nearby. The engineers noticed some burned bricks nearby. They were hard and suitable for laying the track. The burned bricks were hard and suitable for laying the track. Without wasting any time, they paved those bricks and laid the line. Okay, it was a story. The evidences of Indus Valley we are getted from based on this story.
Neither the laborers nor the engineers, they realized that the burned bricks was the remains of a great civilization that existed in the centuries ago. After some days, the laborers and the engineers that informed these cases to the archaeological survey of India. They are informed to the archaeological survey of India. That time, the Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India is Sir John Marshall. Sir John Marshall, and they are going to an excavation in that places. After that, they undertaken an excavation in 1921, and they revealed that the burned bricks was a ruins of a great civilization in existed in that place. That civilization is a Indus Valley civilization. And also Sir John Marshall oversaw that the excavation of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, the two main cities of Indus Valley civilization, the two main cities, it was Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. The first excavation that was conducted in Harappa in present Pakistan, that excavation is led by the Dayaram Sahini. That excavation is led by their Dayaram Sahini. Dayaram Sahini, who was the excavation led by in Harappa in present Pakistan. The first evidences of the Indus Valley civilization was obtained from this Harappa. The first evidences of Indus Valley civilization, we obtained the first evidences from this Harappa. The present Pakistan, we obtained the evidences of Indus Valley civilization from Harappa. So this civilization, Indus Valley civilization, is also known as Harappan civilization. So the Indus Valley civilization is also known as Harappan civilization. Why this civilization is called Harappan civilization? Because the first evidences of the Indus Valley civilization we obtained from Harappa. So that is the civilization is also known as Harappan civilization. It was Dayaram Sahini who supervised the excavation that is happening in Harappa. The Dayaram Sahini who supervised the excavation in Harappa. So the Dayaram Sahini, he was the first Indian of the Director General of Archaeological Survey of India after the Sir John Marshall. Okay, listen. Dayaram Sahini, who supervised the excavation in Harappa, and he became the first Indian. He became the first Indian, the Director General of Archaeological Survey of India after Sir John Marshall. The next excavation that's happened in the next city of the next main city of Indus Valley, that was Mohenjo-daro. The next city, it was Mohenjo-daro. So in Indus Valley civilization, the two main city, it was Harappa and the Mohenjo-daro. In Harappa, the excavation that is led by the Dayaram Sahini. In Mohenjo-daro, the excavation that led by the R.D. Banerjee. R.D. Banerjee. So the Adi Banerjee who led the excavation in Mohenjo-daro and in the present Pakistan. Okay, the two main cities of Indus Valley civilization, or the two main cities of Harappan civilization, it was Harappa and the Mohenjo-daro. Okay, the Indus Valley civilization or the Harappan civilization, the structure across the region ranging from the western part of Pakistan to Alingapur in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, the Harappan civilization stretched across the region ranging from the western part of Pakistan. It is the western part of Pakistan to Alingapur in UP. That means Uttar Pradesh. And from the Kashmir in the north, that was the Kashmir in the north, and to the Narmada Valley in the south. It was the region, it was the total map of the Indus Valley civilization or the Harappan civilization. We know that Indus Valley civilization is also known as Harappan civilization. The Harappan civilization stretched across the region ranging from the western part of Pakistan to the Alingapur in Uttar Pradesh, and also from the Kashmir in the north and the Narmada Valley in the south. Okay, the next it was the period of the Indus Valley civilization. In this civilization, the period between the BCE 2700 to BCE 1700. BCE, we know that before Common Era. BCE, this is the Common Era. This is the Common Era, and this part of the before Common Era. The Indus Valley civilization, that is in the BCE 2700 to BCE 1700. It is the scale map of the period. So the BCE 2700 to the BCE 1700 as the period of Indus Valley civilization or the Harappan civilization.